Ooh, it looks really good though. One have to like this. Oh, it looks really good though. I'm sorry, vegan Andes. One last video like that.
Chicago is home to plenty of burger spots, but you can call themselves an underground oasis for politicians, celebs, and journalists. Over 85 years, this restaurant has evolved into one of Chicago's most iconic culinary landmarks. And although it's hidden beneath the city's bustling avenue, it's become a required stopping point for both hungry locals and visitors.
It's because of the history here. Places like these are hard to find. Good old mom and pop shops, you know, with old culture food. And nothing's changed. The food for years has been the same here.
This is Billy Goat Tavern, and it's been cooking up its legendary cheeseburger since the 1960s. Step inside Billy Goat Tavern.
I actually like that a lot. That made me smiley face. That's just enough onion, dude. Really good. Dude, they never put enough onions in my things, huh?
And you're instantly overwhelmed with its history. The underground shop is covered in a collage of news clips, pictures of celebrities and politicians, and of course, notes of high praise for its legendary cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, double is the best.
Billy Goat's burger is sandwiched in between two halves of a Kaiser roll bun. In between the bun is a juicy, thin slab of fresh, all-natural beef and 2 slices of cheddar cheese.
No, caramelized onion is...
of burgers every day, so we make them fresh every day.
That's second-generation owner, Billy Cyanis.
Guys, the problem with caramelized onion is that it has to be really well done, and on top of that, it has to be fresh. You have to eat it straight up. I feel like it leaves too much room for it to fail, dude. I'd rather have raw onion. If it's not done right, it's weird, and if you let it cool down a little bit too much, it has a weird consistency to it, dude. It has to be perfect.
And then we get
and
fresh bread
won't be
every
perfect.
day, Kaiser roll. We toast this on the
That's why
grill.
raw is a safe bet.
Just wait, you know, till they start to sweat, basically. Then you flip them. It's gonna be a nice sear, and that gives it the flavor. We put cheese on there, and these are the doubles, and you can make triples as well. But this is why we do the thinner patty, because you could do different sized burgers.
To make for a more mouth-watering experience, Billy always recommends getting a double cheeseburger.
Triple sounds good.
Customers can choose whether to pile their burger with pickles, onions, or other toppings.
Oh, that looks so
but
good.
Don't expect any lettuce or tomato.
Well, we say the goat ate all those, the lettuce and tomatoes. So
yes!
Bread is really good.
Head.
The pickles, relish on there. I like that you can throw your own
The only
toppings
correct take here, boys.
It's very delicious. The meat is fresh.
Billy says the meat of a Billy Goat burger is made from a clod and chuck blend, which comes from the shoulder area of a cow.
No, burgers, why not?
Billy's father and his great uncle didn't want any filler meat and wanted to sell just pure beef. And the reason they kept their patties thin?
And it was because we wanted to sear it, but also be juicy inside. You do that when you cook it fast. Also, you could stack it using a leaner ratio.
Makes sense.
It cooked better and it stayed the same size. It didn't shrink too much. So that was the ratio that they liked, and we've been using that ever since.
But selling quality cheeseburgers isn't the only reason this tavern became a Chicago institution. The original Billy Goat Tavern was born in 1934, across from the Chicago Stadium, now known as the United Center, when William purchased the Lincoln Tavern for only $205.
Yeah, I want a burger now too.
After a few months of being open, a goat fell off a truck and landed in front of the door. And brought it in as the customers came in, and he saw that the reaction of the people, they liked it. And so he decided to keep it, and he used that as a mascot.
From then on, William was known as Billy Goat. He adopted the goat, grew a goatee, changed the name of the bar to Billy Goat Tavern, and made the goat part of the
That's not a real story, is it?
Started taking the goat to different events. Across the street was the Chicago Stadium, so he used to take it to political events, sporting events. He used to hide the goat in like a suitcase or something.
Billy Goat's stunts continued to grant him local fame, and in 1964, he moved his tavern to where it is today, underground, right in the middle of the city. The tavern has since expanded to 8 locations across Chicago.
That's kind of cool.
So delicious, and it's cheap.
Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger.
This guy did.
Cheeseburger, 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 no fries, chips, no Pepsi, Coke.
That's Sam Cyanis, nephew of Billy Goat Cyanis, who's still yelling out their iconic catchphrase.
Cheeseburger, one Pepsi, one cheap. Cheeseburger, Pepsi, cheap.
Back in the 60s, my dad and other cooks were mostly Greek. Some of them came straight from Greece. They didn't know a lot of English. So what they first learned was what was on the menu. So when a customer comes in and they place the order, they yell out the order. So what do you have? Cheeseburger next, cheeseburger next, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. And it sounded like you were getting yelled at, but they were just telling you what was on the menu.
Billy Goat's catchphrase became so well loved by customers that Saturday Night Live writer and Billy Goat regular Don Novello turned it into a popular sketch on the show's 3rd season.
Cheeseburger, 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 4 Pepsi, 2 cheap.
From then on, Billy Goat gained national fame and even received high praise from food icon Julia Child.
Very good.
It's an institution in Chicago. It's a great place to be.
That's a pretty awesome video. I liked it.
This place feels like home, so it's not anything like different, but you appreciate that people recognize the place and they come here to eat and have a good
Cool,
time.
Man. This punk video. This is kind of interesting.
Remember that time X thought perfect squares were longer diagonally?
Okay, I couldn't hear anything. Fuck. That looks really good.
Hot dogs are as true to New York as bagels, pizza, and pastrami on rye. But only one spot has been serving their franks with tropical drinks
now I'm even
since
more hungry.
1932. The winning combo has spawned many imitators over the years, but tourists, celebrities, and loyal customers still seek out the original. This is Papaya King.
I've been coming in here since I was maybe 9, 10 years old, and I'm 69 now. But this place has always been tops, and everybody that's from this area or from New York knows about Papaya King.
Legendary
We're
Eats.
in Manhattan, where hot dogs are basically around every corner in the city, and we're gonna head to the place that New Yorkers have been going for practically the last 90 years, Papaya King. But before they were selling hot dogs, they were selling something much different. So let's go find out.
I feel like everybody always makes a big deal out of some of the food in New York. Anybody who lives there in chat does. Is it does that have any validity, or is it just some whatever?
Arguably the best hot dog in New York City by food icon Anthony Bourdain.
For me, there's nothing better than a Papaya King to tamp it all down, send me off into the arms of Morpheus properly. It's the gold standard.
And praise for the restaurant has led many imitators across the city to serve a similar tropical drink and hot dog combo. But contrary to popular belief, these lookalikes have no connection to Papaya King.
The biggest misconception in New York City, and I deal with it every single day of my life, is that, oh, you're on 72nd Street. Oh, you're on 14th Street and 1st Avenue. This is the original Papaya King. A lot of the younger generation has no idea, no clue which is which.
Copycats, man.
But I guarantee you, you go to these other places, totally different product.
Before Papaya King became a destination for hot dogs, it wasn't Papaya King at all. It started as a juice bar called Hawaiian Tropical Drinks, opened by Greek immigrant Gus Poulos.
He stumbled upon the most
unbelievable. Can you please stop watching this? I'm vegan. I'm sorry, man. It's just a hot dog, man. Chill out, dude.
Came back from Cuba. He said, "Oh my God, I have to open up something in New York City that I could use the papaya fruit." So Hawaiian Tropical Drinks was born. We are the first juice bar in America. So all these other guys came 65 years after us.
But 2 years later, a customer walked in wanting more.
1934, a customer came into the store and said, "What do you have for lunch? I'm starving." He's like, "Well, I brought some Frankfurters from home." The guy's like, "I'll take them." And the rest is history. So in 1963...
Oh, cool, man. That's kind of awesome. Some Franks.
No longer Hawaiian Tropical Drinks.
Why are they called Franks anyway?
A combination of salty, sweet, and fresh fruit. So it's kind of like the devil and the angel in the same location.
Hot dogs are delivered each morning at 6 from a local factory. Papaya King employees wearing bright yellow shirts, undoubtedly made to match the shop's signature neon sign, ready themselves for the lunch rush.
On an average Monday through Wednesday, we go through 250 to 300 pounds of hot dogs a day. All right, it's 10 to a pound, so 3,000 hot dogs a day. On the weekends, we go anywhere from 4,000 hot dogs a day to 4,700 hot dogs a day.
Chat, when I went to the Frankfurt airport,
Wayne says the most popular
the girls
order
were
is the
pretty
original
hot.
combo. 2 hot dogs with relish, sauerkraut, or New York onion sauce. And a papaya drink. Honestly, from the moment I opened that box, I could smell the vinegar from this sauce, and I'm really
They were,
excited.
though.
That makes me more excited to try it. It's a snappy hot dog, for sure.
And
I really like
the customs
sauce
guard,
because
they
it's
had MP5s.
Zingy was the way that Wayne described it to me, kind of tangy. You really get that vinegar. Although hot dogs are the assumed star of the show, Papaya King's signature juices are just as popular. What about this combination of juice and hot dogs do you think is so appealing to customers?
Well, you have a salty and a sweet kind of concept. So our drinks are fresh, they're natural, it's as digestive as
You're getting the
see on
juice.
scenes. It sounds crazy, you're having a beef hot dog with a fresh juice or a tropical drink, but it works.
Because it's the best combination for me. I enjoy it every time.
That's pretty good.
And it's enough. I'm not too full. After I get out, I'm just right.
Okay,
Food is,
chat,
is a
one
staple,
more
it's
link.
not just a snack. And the papaya is great with vodka.
All day we've been talking to people and they, for the majority, said that they get their dogs with the New York onion sauce and they always get.
Guys, I really like food videos, but that didn't look really good. It just didn't.